All right, welcome back to the channel. So here we go again, man. More news related to Tyson Fury's very shady handlings and dealings over the last couple years. This time it is Eddie Hearn that lets people know exactly what was going on and how long Tyson Fury has been represented by people that have questionable backgrounds. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. So, Tyson Fury has been embroiled in a lot of drama over the last, definitely over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, but pretty much for the last 4 months since he beat Deontay Wilder, because pretty much immediately after the fight and during the fight for many people, people started making comments and thinking that something funny was going on with Tyson Fury and the fight with Deontay Wilder. Now, one of the first people to come out, the first thing that came out was the obvious, floppy, the floppy glove that wasn't all the way on the hand that allowed Tyson Fury to both, slap around and score punches according to the judges around the glove, but at the same around a protective guard, but at the same time allowed Tyson Fury to hit Deontay Wilder with this part of his hand because it's not in the glove, right? And that's the first thing that came out. Recently, it is no other way to say this, but damning photos of his actual glove being exposed. His fist being completely exposed in the glove. You can see his index finger, you can see his middle finger, you can see his ring finger. It would be on the right hand, but you can see the index finger, you can see the middle finger, you can see the ring finger, and you can see the pinky. You can see every one of his fingers clearly defined underneath the glove, but yet somehow, people keep acting as if there's nothing unusual about that. Well, those are the people that are trying to cover up this crap for Tyson Fury, trying to cover it up for the WBC or the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and not just freely admit to the world, hey, we messed up. We didn't catch it, right? We messed up. We didn't catch it. So he's been getting a lot of heat regarding that type of stuff. But the most significant heat that has fallen has been his relationship to a man named Daniel Kinahan, who is reported to be, not verified on this channel, but reported to be or reputed to be from the country of Ireland. Believe that he is one of the biggest drug dealers, heroin dealers, arms dealers in Ireland and in the UK and probably in the world, right? So his the empire, I guess, is supposed to be, I don't know what they mean when they're estimating how much money is coming through, whether it's yearly or it's total or what. But he said that his business has done around $1.3 billion. He's done about $1.3 billion worth of deals. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of influence. And, he then transitions into, his day job, right? That's his day job, or his front job, according to Ireland, the Irish newspaper, is somebody that's involved in boxing. He is the co-founder of MTK Global, the management company that Tyson Fury is signed to. Now, Eddie Hearn comes out and says, hey, it wasn't just. Now, Eddie Hearn is throwing some shade saying this, right? But he says that not only was Daniel Kinahan involved in Tyson Fury's the last fight with Deontay Wilder, according to Eddie Hearn, Daniel Kinahan has been organizing and negotiating all of Tyson Fury's fights for the last 3 years, which means that he specifically says Daniel Kinahan is the one that took Tyson Fury to Frank Warren. So it wasn't a matter of Tyson Fury signing with Queensland and then finding a manager. No, his manager was Daniel Kinahan, and Daniel Kinahan took him to sign with his promoter. According to Eddie Hearn, Daniel Kinahan negotiated the fight, the Pineda fight. negotiated the Sefi Fury fight, negotiated the first Deontay Wilder fight, negotiated the Tom Schwartz fight, negotiated the Otto Wallen fight, negotiated the Otto Wallen fight, negotiated the second Deontay Wilder fight, negotiated the deal, the multi-fight deal that he signed with ESPN. All of these encounters, according to Eddie Hearn, were negotiated for Tyson Fury by Daniel Kinahan, which has further let you know that is his manager. MTK Global used to say that Daniel Kinahan was no longer involved in the sport of boxing, right? He wasn't involved in the sport of boxing. He was the original founder, but they had separated ways. There was now there was a female CEO, which, by the way, they have since removed from that position, or she moved off to do some other work so they could get somebody else to become the CEO of MTK Global. And I do believe it's an American business, like boxing writer or something, but somebody that, doesn't seem to have any, questionable history to try to save face. Now, why I say that this is the biggest thing that happened and why it's as significant as those gloves. As significant as those gloves. It's so significant that the country of Ireland called Bahrain and warned them about making that fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury if Daniel Kinahan was involved in it. And as a result, the Bahrain separated themselves from that fight. Sky Sports separated themselves from that fight. BT Sports separated themselves from that fight. Top Rank separated themselves from that fight. And Bob Arum came out and said, from now on, Tyson Fury and I will set up, we'll arrange and negotiate all of his fights, right? As if they were going to cut, this guy out. But as you see, how could he possibly cut this guy out when he's the one that he was there when he wasn't even supposed to be there? People just started announcing him, talking about as if he had just started becoming involved with Tyson Fury. But according to Eddie Hearn, he's been involved with him for the last several years. So this is why the glove itches, because the glove thing, if the glove thing was just out there by themselves, that's bad. That's bad enough. But people should understand the connection and the significance of Tyson Fury being connected to what is considered to be by Ireland organized crime. And specifically in the different areas that they say that this person in this organization is involved in, it makes all of the sport of boxing ripe for corruption. I mean, it's like the very when you go through like the times in boxing where everybody's like, oh, everything is so fixed, right? You have all kind of controversies related to boxing. Is the 1930s, 1940s, and 1950s in the United States of America, where it was clearly known that you could not get a fight. Many fighters could not get fights if they did not fight with the American Mafia, for the American Mafia. Guys like Blinky Palermo and guys like that, where they would fix fights, right? Because gambling, one of the big things about organized crime is gambling, right? Gambling and money laundering. That combination works excellent with the sport of boxing. So when you see Tyson Fury, when his fight is organized by somebody that has that reputation, then you see a glove half off his hand and the referee not being able to notice it. You see another glove. You see the other picture, which is, by the way, completely confirmed, completely validated. It's on the website of a photographer that was there with his watermark on it and his time stamps and all that other stuff, proving that it is authentic, right? But now the picture's not involved. Now, wonder why all of a sudden that picture's not up on that internet anymore. Could it be that somebody called and started harassing the man about why he has doctored photos on his website and threatening him to sue him and intimidating him to try to get it taken down so nobody can see the obviously crooked fight that took place? Because It does not matter if that picture is real. If that picture with that dude's fist and all that stuff showing is real, you know those gloves are tampered with, or you know that there's some rule that allows people to wear gloves where they can literally remove all of the padding around their knuckles and effectively turn a regular boxing match into a bare knuckle brawl. So it's not just the gloves itself, it's also the environment, the negotiation for the fight, the entire element surrounding it is now cloudy because of who Tyson Fury chooses to do his negotiation for him. Who would look for, I mean, how does that look when you are being seen cheating and people are accusing you of cheating, and then it comes out that your manager is who your manager is and that he has been negotiating all of your fights? It's just plain in your face. And it's time somebody in boxing would just stand up and be honest about it and say what it is, because this is just not, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, you let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.